Welcome to a trade breakdown video. My name is Raymond Schalker from Fortune Capital Traders, and I'm going to walk you through the trade that I just took. First things first, it is a trade that has been placed on anticipation of a move to happen. Yeah, it's based by a lot of data that I collected myself by backtesting those strategies. I do not recommend everyone who is just starting out to try this yourself, as the one scenario isn't applicable on the next scenario. So just go with me and I will explain what I did. All right, so I made the New York Outlook and I told all of you guys, all right, you can go look for sells when you break below this level, right? Well, some people took them, they did something like this, boom, we broke below, stops above the previous, and they may or may not just hit a one-to-one or just missed it. It happens, right? So some people took them with some profits, some people didn't because they left it to take profit. It is what it is. But I was anticipating something like this to happen, and I also wanted to be in the move already. So we knew that in the beginning of the day in London, we were a little bit bullish on GJ. We liked it to break above, right? But then after the news at 10:30, it was pretty bearish. We got a big drop and then some consolidation. Well, what happens if you have a drop and then consolidation? Most of the time, the trend will just continue. So after consolidation, we will go further down. So what happened right here? Right here, I was looking at the 4 hour at first. I saw a clean break of this range, so that's why I switched bearish. Also put that in the New York Outlook. Then I looked at the 1 hour, and the thing that I saw was this candle. And I already had it at the free education in the Discord, right? It is a Celery play setup. Why? Because you have continuation candles to the downside, or impulse candles to the downside, a weak bearish candle though, and then you have a weak bullish candle who tried to push up but didn't manage it and didn't close below. So it's a little bit of an inside candle with a really small wick above the previous one. The next candle just wicked up a little bit, wicked around, and then tried to push down. All right, so I was like, okay, this is looking good for continuation to the downside. Let's look on the lower time frames. What are they telling me? So I was looking at the lower time frames. I see this bearish closure on the 30-minute, not below this area, but I was expecting some push to happen. And why? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections, even 5 rejections from the downside on the 30-minute time frame. That will say that we have more rejection on the lower time frame, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rejections before that move happened. So this weak bullish candle, in my opinion, was a little bit of a trap on the 50-minute time frame for people to be a little bullish again because they're expecting the price will move up again. And it is a Celery play setup. So what we had on the 1 hour is now happening on the 50-minute as well. And that for me was enough confluence to take this trade. So what I did, I opened up the position right here on the break of that low and put my stops just above the previous at around 10, let's say 11 pips. Around 11, maybe 12 pips. I will check it in a second. So we were here. The trade wasn't moving in my direction immediately. It was just moving around a little bit and then it pushed. So that's pretty nice. It pushed down. I hit my TP1 just when it closed. Around here, right? A little bit higher, lower actually. Yeah, right there. So it closed bearish, moved up and tried to push further. So it closed right there. I was already out for 80% of the position. And then I took more profits at around 160, a little bit higher actually, at 160.02. And why did I do that? It's a psychological level. I already fixed my, I already closed the profits that I wanted. And I got an extra push to like almost a 1 to 2. So I clicked the button to close and it was around this 160.02 level where it got executed and I got out of the position in full for a nice and healthy 1% gain in total. So why did I take the trade? Again, 1 hour Celery play, 50-minute Celery play, big bearish push to the downside. We have consolidation, and most of the time after a big push to the downside and consolidation afterwards, the trend will continue. I was also expecting that before 2 o'clock, we're not going to get an entry. And if we get an entry, it's going to be too low in the range. That didn't really work out because it closed pretty nice actually, but without a bottom wick, and I like my wicks to be formed. So yeah, I do think that I profited in the best way I could. But I will say this one more time, please wait for closures because this is not applicable on every setup. If you would like to gather your own data on Celery plays and when to play them and when not to play them, please do. As I already had it in free education, just go watch that video one more time and see if you understand it a little bit better now. But these are all the reasons that I took the trade. And one of the most important, let's do it one more time, is the 4 hour. The disclosure below the previous 4 hour support. Then we have the 1 hour that made like a Celery play setup with a candle that maybe continues to the downside. But then I was looking at lower time frames to look at what story are they telling me. So we have the closure right here, just not below. We have the 50-minute time frame, also a weak bullish closure, but could be a Celery play as well. So I was like, all right, we have this few confirmations, in my opinion, enough to take the risk, to take the trade. Stops below, above the previous one. I had my partial sell actually just above there. Oh, just above there. For like, how much is that? 30 for 8 pips. So it saves me a few pips. So the total loss on this position, if it would have hit SL, was around 0.8%, I guess, 0.8 something. And the win is above 1%. So that's a beautiful result. I also closed 80% of my 1-to-1. And that way I already had like a 0.8% gain already before I close my second profits at the bottom. I hope that this all makes sense, but please wait for closure if you're a beginner trader and do not try this at home. If you're experienced, if you have that confidence to execute a trade, please do. And if there are any questions about this, I would love to hear them. Leave them in the comment sections below or in the Discord. You can ask me everything what you want. All right. Thank you guys for your attention and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Ciao.